end of April, and I was moving out of my home in Chicago all the way to Nevada. I hired a company to take out my boxes and ship them to the new house, just to make it a little bit easier on me. I wanted to take a road trip down there and stay at some hotels or Airbnbs on the way and just relax for a few days. The total drive would take around 30 hours, so I split that in thirds and decided I would drive 10 hours each day and stay somewhere overnight. After planning out of the times, I figured that my first stay would have to be on the far edge of Nebraska. I scrolled through Airbnb looking for anything cheap, as Nebraska didn't really have much to see, so I really just wanted a place to stay for 8 hours and then head back out on the road. I found a small one-story home with 2 bedrooms. Also, I didn't need 2 bedrooms. The price was very good deal, so I didn't mind the extra space. However, I did find a little bit strange that they only showed the pictures of 1 bedroom. Again, though, it didn't make much of difference for me, so I booked it for the next night and got ready for bed. In the morning, I finished packing up my car with the rest of what I had and I started to drive. I left a little bit later than I had wanted to, but I figured it wouldn't be much of a big deal other than having to drive in the dark for a few hours. If you ever driven through Nebraska, you wouldn't know. That's very plain. There is a long stretches, hundreds of miles long of barely any lighter buildings at all. A couple hours after dark, I pulled up to the Airbnb. It was off the long, empty road I've been seeing on the town short gravel path. Initially, I was a little bit disappointed as it looked a lot more worn down on the outside than they had shown in the pictures. I reminded myself that I was only staying for a few hours just to sleep, so it didn't matter too much. I grabbed a couple of my bags and headed to the front door. Usually, the owners leave the key in a key box and give you the password, but the store had no key box. In fact, it actually had no lock at all. It was one of those plain door knobs you usually see on the closet door. I started to get a little uneasy, but I didn't really have any other option and to stay here. I opened the door and stepped in, and to my surprise, it was actually fairly nice on the inside. It was a small, but living room and kitchen were well furnished and seemed to be kept up with. I went to the first bedroom but noticed that it too did not have a lock. Thankfully, the second bedroom did, so that where I decided unpacked in. There was one thing that got me really creeped out about this bedroom. So, right into the front of the bed, on the wall was the small old doorway, maybe 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide. This was the actual picture I took of the doorway in the room. The more I looked at this door, the more unsettled I got. But there was no way I was staying in a room that I couldn't lock. I tried to open it just to check what was behind it, but it was locked from the other side. I figured the owner probably just kept some cleaning supplies back there or extra towels or something, but still the store gave me the creeps. I was getting pretty tired, so I only unpacked what I needed for the night and get started ready for bed. I woke sometime in the middle of the night, hearing the soft tapping noise coming from the edge of the bed. It was very subtle, but the whole house was silent aside from the tapping. I reached blindly from my phone on the nightstand and turned on the flashlight as quick as I could. As I shined the light towards the edge of the bed, the tapping stopped. I'm not one that gets scared easily. Sure, I'm get creeped out or nervous, but never scared. But something about that small doorway on the edge of my bed and that moment made me truly scared. I jumped out of bed. I turned on the lights and grabbed everything and rushed out of the house quick as I could. It was still really dark outside and I couldn't see much, but I was backing my car out of gravel paths. I swear I saw a man laying on the ground behind the house. I drove down the road for probably 30 minutes before pulling over and texting to the owner to tell him there might be someone in his house and to call the police, and continue down the road for a couple hours until I found a small town, and I parked in the grocery store parking lot just to get some sleep. I still don't really know what happened at Airbnb, but the creepiest part was that when I checked my phone in the morning, I saw my message had been read just a few minutes after I sent it, but the owner never responded to it.